What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. So today I think we actually have a pretty interesting story to talk about and cover. Definitely some good news for Team Liquid fans, regarding their roster for the 2022 season as we get closer and closer to the official start of the offseason, where we can actually get, more than just rumors, more than just speculation, more than just verbal agreements. We can start putting the ink to the paper, which is definitely going to be a crazy, fun, and exciting time for Team Liquid fans. But there is one potential way that this thing could go at least a little bit bad, if not a lot bit bad, and we need to talk about that in this video today as well. But definitely check out the first link in the description below for my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/I_am_germ. Actually, right when this video goes live, I'm planning as soon as this video goes live to actually go live on Twitch. So if you're watching this video in the first hour, maybe 2 hours, I'd appreciate if you come on over, hang out with us, check it out. We'll actually be co-streaming the one of the free agency shows. I think Kobe, Crumbs, Emily Rand are putting on a free agency show today. Jacob Wolf and all them are doing it tomorrow. I'll be streaming both of those. So come hang out, drop a follow, maybe a sub, maybe a prime. That'd be awesome. With that being said, let's get right into this. So Jacob Wolf did drop this banger on us today, an article that him and Bloop teamed up on for .esports. He tweeted out sources: Team Liquid is all but signed, which is amazing news. Obviously, to hear from a reporter of the credibility and reputation of Jacob Wolf. The team will sign free agents Bjergsen, Bwipo, and they will be buying out Hans Sama tomorrow. Now, again, I hope we get to find out the amounts of money that Bjergsen and Bwipo are getting. I hope we get to find out the amount of money that Hans Sama is being bought out for. But this is going to be an expensive roster. coreJJ is definitely getting a solid amount of money. As long as they bring Santorin back, you got to assume he's going to be making a decent chunk of change. But man, Bjergsen and Bwipo, that's two massive contracts right there. And I can't even imagine what the buyout for Hans Sama is as well, especially coming off his big Worlds performance, and just knowing how many teams were interested in a guy like Hans Sama. This is definitely an expensive roster. There's definitely going to be a lot of pressure and everything to perform very quickly, in this first year. Maybe they could have a little bit of a rocky spring split. They're still going to be expected to make MSI, but maybe they lose in the finals or something like that. But if they don't come out in summer split strong and make it to Worlds and get out of groups at Worlds and probably even look good in the quarterfinals, definitely going to be seen as a big disappointment for this team, even in year one. I mean, just so many veterans, so many very talented players. They now have guys who have had international success. Obviously, bringing in Bwipo. Hans Sama's been pretty good internationally. Obviously, coreJJ, what he's done, his track record, and then Santorin and Bjergsen just looking to get over the hump. But they're obviously two of the best players in the LCS and in the West at their respective positions. So this is really cool. If you're a Team Liquid fan, this is awesome to hear that there's been no hiccups, nothing's fallen through. It looks like this will be the lineup that we're going to be seeing in the 2022 season. I think as I'm not even a huge Team Liquid fan, but I think I'm going to become much more of a Team Liquid fan throughout this season because I'm a Bjergsen fan first and foremost. I really am a big fan of this guy. I respect him so much for what he does, how he goes about his business, and I really hope he is able to take kind of the next step in his career with Team Liquid. I think it's going to be really fun and cool to watch. But again, right now I'm not the biggest Team Liquid fan in the world, but I still think this is very exciting. Just as a fan of the LCS, as a fan of the West, and just as a fan of League of Legends in general, this is going to be a fun, exciting team to watch. It's going to be must-watch League of Legends, even in the regular season, which is great for viewership, great to be a fan of. It should really help out and be awesome. I think it's awesome that Bjergsen's back. I think it's cool that we're getting some big names. I think it's awesome we have Bjergsen and coreJJ teaming up. Just great all around. Great moves by Team Liquid. Yes, it was expensive. Yes, they might not see a return on investment. Hopefully they do. But either way, really cool they got this done. But the bad news, that's all the good news. That's all the amazing news. That's all the great parts. The bad news comes in the second half of this tweet, and they talk about it a little bit in the article as well. The team is also retaining Ayla in the event, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, Ayla, in the event coreJJ does not get a green card in time for the 2022 LCS season. Obviously, Bwipo is going to be an import. Hans Sama is going to be an import. And at the time of recording this video, coreJJ is currently an import. So, something's not working out there. Something has got to give. They have 3 imports. They need coreJJ to get this green card. And it is really expected he will be getting it in 2022. It is really expected he will be getting it in early 2022. I mean, maybe even late 2021. But they're really expecting him to get this thing done. They're hoping by the start of the 2022 season. But obviously, we have seen people have visa issues in the past. We've seen people have green card issues in the past. All of this stuff. I mean, it's even impacted Team Liquid before directly. Obviously, this I think it happened with Santorin last year. I think it happened with Broxy the year before. For whatever reason, Team Liquid has some bad luck with stuff like this. And this is something that could potentially, hopefully not, but it's at least something to be at least a little bit concerned about. It's a storyline to talk about. Because again, this team is going to have very, very high expectations pretty much right off the bat. As soon as all 5 of these guys are playing together, they're going to be expected to win convincingly, win dominantly, not just beat their LCS opponents, but crush their LCS opponents. Because from what we've seen in the past, just winning in the LCS isn't enough. You need to be head and shoulders dominant in the LCS if you want to go on and have any chance of standing up to some of the best teams in the East, because that's what the best teams in the East do to, even good, even great teams in the West. But if coreJJ does have green card issues and this team is not able to play together, if Core and Hansama are not able to start getting their synergy together, if Bjergsen and Core and Santorin and Core are not able to start meshing together, if this team is not able to have their full potential and they're actually, kind of focusing on coaching up Ayla and kind of getting him into the lineup, and obviously he's a younger player who's going to need a little bit more assistance, who's going to need some help. They could have some tribulation, some struggles. Also, just the stress and kind of annoyance of knowing that they could have coreJJ and waiting for him there to play, and he's not with them. Hansama, he's coming from Europe over here to play with coreJJ. Bjergsen, this is the guy he wanted to play with. Bwipo's coming over here expecting to play for a really, really good team. This is something that I think could hopefully not stop this Team Liquid team from finding success, but it could, slow it down a little bit. It could slow their progression. So I'm really hoping this doesn't happen. But again, green cards, it's out of everybody's control. This is the government. This is, international, domestic agencies, whatever, that we are waiting on for something like this to happen. But just understanding that coreJJ at this time does not have his green card. And it's also interesting, I know some people have been commenting on this as well, that if coreJJ doesn't get his green card, it sounds like Core is going to be the one bench. They'd have 3 imports. They could bench any of them and bring somebody up. So people are like, oh, why wouldn't you bench Bwipo? Oh, why wouldn't you bench Hansama? Why would you bench Core? But I think it is because obviously they're bringing over Bwipo and they're bringing over Hansama, and I'm sure, they told them like, hey, we're not going to bring you over and just bench you because we didn't get green cards done or something like that. Whether that's just kind of a verbal agreement or it's in their contracts or whatever, who knows for sure. But it's not like they're saying coreJJ is their worst player and he's going to be the one bench, or he's the worst of their imports and he's going to be the one bench. It's just going to be a situation of like, hey, we're bringing these 2 guys over, Core, hopefully you can get this done. Once you get it done, great, we'll have our team. But until then, we are going to have this other support there ready to go. And it talks about in the article how, it says like there were some other teams interested in Ayla, because obviously, he's like he was pretty good in Academy last year, and there were some people interested in him. So they're hanging on to him because they feel like they might need him. Not only do they think he's a pretty solid player, but there is a real chance that maybe during the lock-in tournament, maybe the beginning of the LCS season, that Core might not be playing, which is a little crazy, and again, could be a hiccup in this whole thing. Also in this article, it talks a little bit about how, Santorin still hasn't signed an extension or anything. So Santorin is not 100% confirmed to be their jungler for the next year, but it is, highly, highly suspected just because he is a resident. There's not a lot of great resident junglers floating around. We haven't really heard Santorin to any other teams. So it does seem like this is the roster we're going to be seeing, but just know that there could be some hiccups along the way. There could be some craziness. There could be some drama, but I guess that's half the fun of it. But either way, I think they're going to get it all straightened out. For sure, by summer split, the team will be fine. Hopefully, they can, even if they miss some time in the spring, hopefully they figure stuff out by the summer. And really, hopefully they figure stuff out by Worlds, because that's where, we're going to find out if all this money spent was worth it or not. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Don't forget to drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about this whole story? Are you nervous, worried about the coreJJ green card situation, or do you think it's no big deal? Who cares? They'll get it figured out. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!